Welcome to the first Algebra 2 video where I tried to answer questions from homework pages. So today we got two questions. To protect everybody's anonymity, we'll make up a pseudonym. So these questions come to you from Mayanne Chartino, who's based out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. So we will answer her questions, which is on page 360, numbers 28 and 32, she says. So, for 28, they have a problem where they're telling you the sum, and they're telling you the product of the answers to the quadratic formula. The equations that we're trying to work with in this chapter are like this, where a is the number with x squared, b is the number with x, c is the other number, and everything has to equal 0. So if they tell you the sum and the product, your first thing is to make sure they're both fractions. This can be a fraction by going on top of 1, and then we're better off. Second thing we want to do is make sure these fractions have a common denominator, which this one we would rather have the bottom be a 2, and if we're going to change the bottom, we have to change the top. So if we multiply the bottom by 2, we multiply the top by 2. Now we're the best off we could be for what they would have given us. Then we need to know two trivia facts. That for the sum, the fraction is always negative b over a. For the product, it's always c over a. So we can use those trivia facts to identify a by looking at the bottom of both of the fractions. So we have 2x squared, because the a goes there. The c comes from the top of the product. So this c is a 1. The b is the only one that's really a little bit tricky, so save the trickiest one for last. The b needs a sign switch. This is supposed to give us the opposite of b. So if the opposite of b is negative 10, normal b, switch that sign, is a positive 10. So 2 with x squared from the a, positive 10 with x, that's the b, plus 1, that's the c. Don't forget, it should equal 0. There's number 28. 32, they make you do one more little step. They're telling you what the answers are, and you have to use those answers to create your own sum. Sum we know means to add those, so adding those is negative 2. We have to create our own product, which means to multiply those. That would be negative 99 if we multiply those. And then we go through the same series of steps as we did a moment ago with this. If you want to self-test yourself, pause the video, quit listening to me, and see if you can just do it now. Because we're just repeating the process we did, and if you can do it without me, you're good. And then unpause it and see if you end up doing what I'm doing. So pause, and we're back. So for this, we want to have fractions, so we put this over 1. We want fractions, we put this over 1. We're a little luckier than we were a minute ago because we have the same bottom. This, the bottoms were different, had to change. Here, the bottoms are 1. So the bottom is going to give us the a. So either of these can give us the a. A goes with x squared, that is a 1. The top of the sum gives us the b, but with a sign change. That was the one that was slightly tricky. So looking at negative 2, we're going positive 2. The product is just to tack on an extra number at the end that's just by itself. Throw that on there. And then don't forget, everything has to equal 0. And that could be fine. For some people, these 1s annoy you because they can be invisible. So all the better. And that would be a fine answer. And here's one thing you could do if you want to go crazy above and beyond the Call of Duty. You could check this by factoring. X and x. Minus gets you different signs. Multiply to 99. Subtract the 2 would be the rule there. So 11 and 9. Plus takes the 11. The other thing takes the 9. This would take you to the negative 11 answer. This would take you to a positive 9 answer. So we got it and we checked it, and we're all super good, and that is it for today. If people out there have more questions, email me, and we'll do it again another time soon.